Hey guys, it's Michelle with Live Life Whimsically, and I am here today to do the tarot pull and just discuss a little bit about the next witchy holiday that is coming up, which is Imbolc, and it happens on February 2nd. But first, a little disclaimer about my channel. Here on this channel, I talk about witchcraft, politics, news of the day, other content creators, whatever happens to pass into my mind. I try to go live every single day. This last week has been really difficult as I've been not well and unable to do the things that I normally would do. So I apologize for not coming out here. I did pull my card every single day. That part I am really proud of myself for doing. Um, so don't take anything I say as fact. Please do your own research, and tarot is just for entertainment purposes only. So let me get my notes pulled up. So first, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about the card. And by the way, if you pop in and I'm talking about the tarot card and you would like to talk a little bit about that, have a card pulled for you as well, I have no problem doing that. But this is just actually my card for the day. And what I got was the Eight of Swords. Eights tend to be in tarot a very hard card. It's one of the hardest lessons to me. The eights are of any tarot cards that you get. So eights are always the hardest lesson to me. And then nine, you're finally mastering things, and 10 is the good part of the card generally. Swords are all about your mind, their intellect. They are associated with the element of air. So the thing I've been trying to do, because full disclosure, I've been reading tarot cards since I was about 12 years old. But I am not what I would call a professional or even very proficient at it, because tarot is not something that you can you can't just memorize cards. It's really important for you to find a deck that you really resonate with, and then to look at your card and see what you see in it before you pull your book up and look and see what was in it. So this week, since I've started, this is what I've been doing. And so the thing that I saw in this card was, you know how you don't really see yourself the way other people do? That's what this card says to me. That there's a lot of mental blocks. She's looking at herself in a mirror on this card, and she is bound by strings and has a blindfold on. But that's her reflection. That's what's going on inside of her head. Remember, this is about intellect, your mind, lessons being learned. These are all constructs that she's put on herself, constructs that she's allowed other people to put on her, that maybe were not really part of who she was as a person, but she has accepted this as part of her identity. So there's still a lot of mental blocks going on of my own creation. When I'm in reality, I feel free from those bonds. So I am in charge. I have to be the one that frees myself from those bonds that are there. My eyes are open, but I don't see. My hands are free, but they are still restrained. These are things that are planted deeply inside myself that only I can let go of this bondage, like I just said. Those who imprison me are no longer here. There's no use in thinking of that. The only thing that I can do is free myself enough to open my mind to the creativity that I've set in motion, because that's the theme of my year: knowing myself, finding myself. And honestly, that's part of what I'm trying to do with this channel, is to take you guys all along on that journey with me as I approach this 61st year of my life, and I'm walking through it. I'm learning so many new things about myself, and my whole life is changing, and I'm a giant attention whore. So coming out here and doing this is important for me. I want it to become a passive income stream. I'm not even going to lie about that. A lot of people come out to YouTube and say that's not what they're doing, but that's what your friend is here to do. And I'm going to take as many people along with me as I can. So if you want to learn witchcraft, if you want to learn some kind of divination, if you just want information so that you understand what it is and what it isn't, I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions, because I feel like fear keeps us bound in places we don't need to be, where we are not accepting of other people's beliefs and practices because we're afraid of what we've heard. And I wish that witchcraft was as nefarious as it seems to be on television, but it's really not that at all. The other part, so since I wrote that part out, I wanted to let you see how close I was, even though I wasn't really for sure what this card was going to say. It's feeling stuck, a time to open your eyes, to unveil the truth, having more options than you thought, an opportunity to let go of an old story. All those things are very true. This is a gentle reminder that you create your reality. Look beyond the veil of illusion that your current limitations are projecting. If you're feeling trapped with no path forward, remember that this too is a perspective that can be lifted. When you choose sovereignty over victimhood, you become the fierce wielder of choice. You can free yourself from your shackles and shift your outcome dramatically by accepting that you are the one person who is responsible for your happiness. Create infinite portals of possibility by becoming the solution. We are never really stuck. Nurture your soul and spend the time you need to transmute any feelings of helplessness. While we can't control every experience that is put on our path, we can definitely work on how we respond to each one. Let go of old stories and be vigilant of the wallowing, low vibe thoughts that you may be holding on to. Reframe your experience and lessons and choose to heal. I am free to choose my healing and my light. Right now, I'm getting ready to go through a divorce. I'm 61 years old. I've been with the same person for 22 years. It's a really long time. And I have never really had to take on the responsibility of my own adult self by myself before. I have typically looked at myself as being in bondage to this particular life that I live in now, instead of reframing my story and looking at it as an exciting time to move forward with new discoveries. And honestly, with us being in Imbolc right now, which is Groundhog Day for lay people, it is the holiday that the old religions, the pagan religions, celebrated, that is between winter solstice and spring solstice. So we're still, it's winter time, but we're on our way to the spring season, which is, a time for lots of things. So you just to think about witchcraft and Imbolc and what you do with it. The thing to really keep in mind is what happens in the spring. The one thing that everybody usually always talks about is spring cleaning, right? So this is a good time of the year to decide, what do you need to keep and what do you want to get rid of? There are things that you can let go of physically, in your home, spiritually, mentally, old jobs, old ways of looking at things. I had to do that with my son because he's a grown man. I moved out of the house. This has been very difficult for me to leave a marriage, to leave a son, and to understand that other people do live their lives. And all of the effort that I was putting in nurturing, taking care of a home, taking care of a family, now it is my turn to let go of some stuff and live for myself. And so since it's Imbolc, it seems like a perfect time actually to put a little ritual together this week. Rituals don't have to be big deals. You don't need a lot of things to do that. You can leave an offering for a deity, or you can actually plant some seeds or sweep some stuff out of your house to make that ritual happen. It's your intention on what you're trying to do. Lighting a candle for Imbolc is a really great time. Spring cleanings for your mind and body, recognizing the cycles that you fall into, downsizing things, renew your commitments. If you made a decision, like I have a theme for the year, so I made a decision on me finding myself and actually doing things that I want to do for me this time in my life. I'm going to renew that commitment. I have things written down, and I'm going to reaffirm those things. Sometimes you have to do that because don't we get bogged down in life where we forget that we've made decisions that we're going to do, or we let our old negative self-talk bring us right back to that same place that we were in before we made the decision to make the change, right? So renew your commitments, downsize. Candles are a great thing to carve intention into. Even if you just mindlessly take something, get yourself a nice pillar candle that is fatter than just like a candle that you would use at a table. Just get something that's fat and find something that you can write in. Dress it with oils that smell sweet to you, that remind you of the thing that you're trying to achieve in your life. And even ones that are battery operated, if you want to be safe, that you can put in a window for the month of February to remind yourself of your intention, is a really great way to celebrate this holiday of Imbolc, which is all about, you know, the lambs being born. That's what it means. It's the used milk. It's all about spring things that are happening. And so since this is that first little celebration of light coming back, the days are getting longer. It's nice to put something in your window to remind you of that. For me, the thing that I like to do is have that candle. And I also like the different smells, and smells that make me feel at peace and at home, and resonate with my spirituality are frankincense and myrrh, because I grew up in an Orthodox church and that was something that they burned all the time. Find those things that make you feel good. Find things that you can put a little magic into every single day. You know, take some time before you go to bed and say some sort of a prayer to someone that you pray to, gods or to the universe or whatever. Maybe find something a little more pleasing to watch before you go to sleep at night, if that's something that you do. Look at art that you might want to create before you go to sleep. And then in the morning time, your coffee, your tea, take a minute to just enjoy the day when you wake up tomorrow morning. Start tomorrow a different way than you would have, because you're going to wake up, you're going to have your coffee, you're going to enjoy that, you're going to find something that makes you pleased to listen to, music, poetry, read a story, a short story, find a devotional that works for you, and then ask for guidance for that day, and then look for it in really small places, or in places that you wouldn't normally look for it. There's so much wisdom all around us all the time that I think we miss. And I just, the other day, a commercial flashed by really fast where a woman who was my age was saying they told her she was too old to do whatever it was she was going to do. And this woman made this change and went ahead and did it. So, you know, we have value to people's lives that were pushed on us. So you're a young child, you're in high school, you're not very important to people. Once you are a tax-paying citizen that's bringing a family into the world, that's going to bring a next generation, you could become very important. And then your family grows up, or you get a divorce, and now you're all by yourself again. And then suddenly you're irrelevant because you're 61. Don't let anybody tell you that. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. No one knows how much time they have. No one knows how much life they have to live. And while we're here, we are relevant, and we can make changes, and we can become the person that we are supposed to be. I'm Michelle, and this is Live Life Whimsically. And I hope you have a great day. And I might be back later to talk a little trash, because I kind of feel like I might want to do that. You guys have a great day. See ya.